So students, welcome once again to the Oval Academy of Education. Today we are going to start here with ICSE class 7. Subject is physics. Book is Your Renowned Selena. Concise Physics by Selena. Right? Class is 7th. Chapter is first physical quantities and measurement, right? So as you know, this chapter is about physical quantities and how to measure them, how to do measurement of the physical quantities. So first of all, what you should know is what is for every physical quantity to be measured, we need a unit, right? And the definition of unit, we can say that unit is a fixed known quantity of the same kind. This is the definition of unit. A fixed known quantity of the same kind is called a unit, right? So magnitude of quantity, next thing is the magnitude. Magnitude of the quantity can be expressed as number of times the unit is contained in the quantity multiplied by the unit. Suppose we want to measure the length. So what is length? Length is the distance between 2 points like this, these 2 points, and distance between them is called length. For measuring length, we need meters. Its SI unit is meter, right? So we can measure length with the help of a meter ruler or a measuring tape, right? The next physical quantity is the mass. Mass is the quantity of matter contained in the body. So the quantity of matter contained in the body is called its mass. SI unit of mass is kilogram, right? So as we know, we measure the mass with a beam balance or an electronic balance. Third physical quantity we will study in this chapter is the time. Time is the interval of occurrence of an event. The SI unit of time is second, right? Its symbol is S, small s. It is measured with the help of a penal clock or watch. For a short time intervals, we use a stop clock or stopwatch, right? The next physical quantity we are going to study here is the temperature. Temperature is a quantity which measures the hotness or coldness of a body, right? SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, like this. K is its symbol. The common units are degree centigrade or degree Fahrenheit, right? We can measure the temperature by using a thermometer. So in the you have studies these length, mass, time, temperature in your previous class, that is class 6. So in this class we are going to study 3 more physical quantities: the volume, density and speed, right? So now we will use SI unit, the term SI again and again in this chapter. The full form of SI you should know, must know, is standard internationally, INTERNATIONAL, right? So it is accepted internationally, so it is called standard internationally, right? Now let us start. The first quantity is here, that is our volume. What is volume? So as we know, the matter, everything is composed of matter, and the matter occupies space, right? So in the same way, the matter of solids, liquids and gases occupy space. So here, from here we get our definition of volume. The space occupied by an object is called volume, right? We can measure the volume. So this is an activity given in your book to demonstrate the volume, or with the help of a stone that is occupying space in water. You can study this activity. Activities are most important for the science students. You can study it and can do it at your home, right? So I will move on to the next page. Next we are going to learn is if I say that a brick is bigger than a matchbox, that will mean that the volume occupied by the brick is more than the volume occupied by the matchbox, right? Like this is a brick, this is a matchbox. So which is bigger? Brick is bigger. So matchbox is smaller. So due to its bigger size, the brick is volume occupied by brick is more than that occupied by the matchbox, right? So in the same way, the school hall in your book, the hall room in your school is bigger than the other rooms, than by the classrooms, right? So volume in the hall would be more than the empty classroom, or empty hall will be more heavy, will have more air than the classroom. Now we will move on to SI unit of the volume. SI unit of volume is cubic meter, or we can write it as cubic meter, or we can write it as meter cube, meter raised to power 3 meter cube. So 1 cubic meter is the volume of a cube with each side 1 meter, right? As shown in your figure, this cube is having each side 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. So its volume would be side cube, is side cube. 1 meter cube means 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, right? So this is the meaning of 1 meter cube. It's 3 sides length, each side is having 1 meter, so its volume would be side cube, or here given here 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. The other units of volume are bigger units. So other units of volume are Cubic meter is a bigger unit, and smaller are like meter. 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter. So cubic centimeter is smaller unit, or we can write it as centimeter cube. So again, 1 centimeter cube would be 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter, as given here, right? From here we can see the relationship between meter and centimeter cube. As we know, 1 meter equal to 1 meter into 1 meter cube equal to 1 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter, as given here. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So 100 into 100 into 100, we can write it as 100 into 100 into 100, right? So it would become 1 with 6 zeros. So 1 with or we can write as 10 raised to power 6 centimeter cube. So 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter, as I have told earlier. So the volume of liquid is generally expressed in liter. So its symbol is, as all we know, when we buy milk, it is in liters, right? Now 100 centimeter cube makes 1 liter. 100 centimeter cube. So we can write 1 liter equal to 100 centimeter cube, or 1 centimeter cube is equal to 10 raised to power minus 3, or equal to 1 milliliter. The symbol of milliliter is ml, right? So 1 centimeter cube we can write it as 10 raised to power 3 liter, or this can be equal to 1 milliliter. So here we get these three relations: 1 meter equal to 10 raised to power 6 centimeter cube, and 1 liter equal to 1000 milliliter or 1000 centimeter cube, right? Or 1 milliliter equal to 1 centimeter cube, or 10 raised to power minus 6 meter cube, right students? Now here is, do you know, sometimes the wood capacity is used to express the volume of a vessel or container. We often say that the capacity of water tank is 250 liter. This statement means that a water tank can hold or store water equal to 250 liter, right? Sometimes we use cubic decimeter as a unit of volume. Its symbol is this decimeter cube. 1 decimeter cube equal to 1 decimeter into 1 decimeter into 1 decimeter, and 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. So here 10 centimeter multiplied 10 centimeter equal to 1000 centimeter cube. 1 decimeter equal to 1 decimeter cube equal to 1 liter, right? So we can also write cubic centimeter as cc, small, right? Now students, we will learn about vessels for measuring the volume of liquid. As you know, liquid can be stored in different types of vessels. So liquids, first you know, liquids like water, milk, oil, etc. can be stored in different types of vessels, like measuring cylinder, right? For measuring them we use measuring cylinder and a measuring beaker. So measuring cylinder is generally a cylinder generally of area cross section 10 centimeter square, right? It is made of either glass or plastic. So it is of the length nearly 10 centimeter, which is graduated or divided into centimeter cube or milliliter, with 0 mark at the bottom and 0 to 100 mark at the top, right? 0 at the base, 100 at the top. It is generally of the capacity 100 centimeter cube or 100 ml, right? So we will see it in the figure. This is the figure of a measuring cylinder. 0 is here at the base and 100 is here at the top, right? So where we use these measuring cylinders, these measuring cylinders are generally used in the laboratories. They are generally used in the laboratories here to measure the volume of liquids and also to find volume of an irregular object like water or any liquid, measuring by measuring the displacement of water. Big measuring cylinders are having volume 200 milliliter and 500 milliliter are also available, right? So here other form of measuring cylinder is also used, which is used by the pharmacist to measure liquid medicine. For measuring liquid medicines, pharmacists use these types of measuring cylinder. Next we are going to learn is measuring beaker. What is a measuring beaker? Measuring beaker is generally used to measure fixed volume of a liquid or such as milk, oil, lubricating oil, etc. You in your daily life see we use these types of beakers or for measuring milk. We take daily from the milkman, so they can be of the capacity 50 milliliter, 100 ml, 200 ml or 500 ml or 1000 ml, right? So its capacity is marked on it. So these are beakers, different beakers of different capacity. So now we will learn measurement of volume of a liquid. So volume of a liquid can be measured by using a measuring cylinder, right? So how we can measure that? Take the measuring cylinder, wash it with water and dry it. Place the measuring cylinder on a flat surface so that you see the good level of the liquid that will be poured in it. Place the measuring cylinder on a flat surface and pour the given liquid completely into the measuring cylinder gently so that no liquid splashes out of the cylinder, right? Then wait for some time to settle the liquid stationary, to make it stationary like it has become here, and you will see the meniscus, upper surface of the liquid is curved. So this surface is called, we call it as meniscus, MENISCUS. This is called meniscus. Upper curved surface of the liquid is meniscus. So now when it becomes stationary, we will note down the level of the liquid in the cylinder, putting our eye horizontally in line with the lower surface of the liquid. Here this is lower surface, this is surface. So what we have noticed, the volume of the liquid is 70 ml, right? So this is how we can measure the volume of a liquid with the help of a measuring cylinder. Now we will move on to the next. Next is how to measure the volume by a measuring beaker. By a measuring beaker is used to measure a fixed volume of a liquid from a large volume. For large volumes we used measuring beakers like 500 ml of milk from the bucket of a milk, right? This type of activity you see daily in our houses when we take milk from our milkman. So you can notice from there. Now how can we measure the volume of regular objects? Regular objects. What are regular objects? The volume, the objects having the definite shape, right? The volume of a regular object is measured by finding its three dimensions, that is length, breadth, height or radius, and then use the following formulas or relations. So first is volume of a cube, as we have done earlier. Side cube is the formula for volume of a cube, and cuboid has length, breadth and height. So length into breadth into height. This is volume of a cuboid. Volume of a sphere, 4 by 3 pi r cube. R is radius, and volume of a cylinder, pi r square h. H is height, right? R is radius, pi is a constant, 22/7 or 3.14. And volume of a cone can be measured with this formula, pi upon 3 pi r square h. This is the formula of a volume of a cone, right? So these are regular objects like cube, cuboid, sphere, cylinder or cone. So can we measure the volume of an irregular body or irregular object? Yes, we can definitely. By this is the process. So volume of a solid of a irregular shape can be measured by using a measuring cylinder by the method of displacement of liquid. Each body occupies space equal to its own volume, right? Therefore, if a body of irregular shape is immersed in a liquid, it displaces the volume of a liquid equal to its own volume. So volume of a irregular shaped body can be measured is equal to volume of a liquid displaced by the body when it is immersed completely in the liquid. So to find the volume of displaced liquid, first we note the initial volume, like this initial volume, and then we put the object in the liquid. So this is the activity here to let you know the process. So we will see in the next page its figure. So this is the activity. First take the cylinder, right? This is the measuring cylinder. We put water in or liquid in it. See the lower surface or meniscus, it is at 60. So initial level of water is 60 ml given here, V1. When we put the stone tied with a thread, then what level of water would certainly raise. So this is raised from the here 60. So this is raised to it, right? This has final level of water is 80 ml. So we deduct 60 from 80 we will get the volume of a piece of stone, that is 80 minus 60 is 20 centimeter cube, right? So this was the method to measure the volume of a irregular object, right? So now we will move on to the next physical quantity, that is area. Area, surface occupied by an object is called its area. SI unit of area is square meter, or we write it as meter square, right? So square meter means 1 meter multiplied by 1 meter, right? So by this we use this square meter to find the area of your playground, of your school, football field, village or town, right? So bigger units, as you know, are decameter or R array, we can write say it array or R, hectare or square kilometer. One array is the area of a square with each side measuring 10 meter, 10 into 10, 100 meter square. 1 hectare is 100 meter side, 100 into 100, that would become 10 raised to power 4 meters square, or 100 arrays, right? 1 square kilometer is more bigger, 1000 into 1000, 10 raised to power 6, right? So these are the bigger units. To find out the area of smaller object, we can use the smaller units. These are square centimeter, centimeter square, or square millimeter, mm square. 1 centimeter square is equal to 1 centimeter into 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, as we know, right? Or if we write 1 centimeter equal to 1 meter, it is also okay. Or if we want to find 1 centimeter, so it would become 1 upon 100 meter. This is given here, 1 upon 100 meter into 1 upon 100 meter. 1 centimeter square equal to, right? In the same way, 1 mm square equal to 1 upon 1000 meter into 1 upon 1000 meter, right? Now, so the units of area are related as 1 array equal to 10 square meter square, 10 raised to power 4. 1 hectare equal to 10 raised to power 4 meter square. 1 kilometer square is 10 raised to power 6 meter square. 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 raised to power minus 4. From where this minus 4 has come? This from here. Here this is 1 upon 100 equal to 10 raised to power minus 2. When this go one time, so 1 upon 100 can be written as 1 upon 10 raised to power 2. This when go up will become minus 10 raised to power minus. So this has come here, 10 raised to power minus 2 has become 10 raised to power minus 4, and 1 mm square would become 10 raised to power minus 6, right? So students, this is all for today's video. We will do the next part of this lesson in the next video. Thanks for watching the video. If you have understood it well, then please make more and more likes, shares and subscriptions. Thank you. Goodbye.